Hi guys, it's Adam at Car Enhancements, and today I'm going to show you how to fit a torque mount or lower engine mount to a MK8 Fiesta ST. This also applies to the MK8.5, which this one actually is. So we're back in the studio and we're going to have a talk about torque mounts, excuse the pun. There's quite a few brands available. Obviously we offer quite a lot of brands. We offer Powerflex, Revo, Voodoo, we offer our own brand, we offer AirTech. So there is quite a lot of brands out there. Obviously there's benefits, there's pros and cons to a torque mount. Generally speaking, if you're going down the performance route and you're looking at making your car faster, we would recommend a torque mount as the benefits are invaluable. So when it comes to torque mounts, the key benefit is the reduction of wheel hop. Now what that is when you push the car, when you put your foot down and you heavily accelerate, so if you're setting off from a line faster or whatever, anything like that, it reduces the wheel hop. Now what the wheel hop is and how it's defined is when you set off and you feel that judder judder judder. Now that is basically the car struggling to maintain grip. Now a torque mount can greatly reduce that, and obviously in turn it will allow you to put the power down and give you all the power rather than losing it on the wheel spin. Another benefit to a torque mount is the instant delivery of power. So when you accelerate, your engine does rock naturally because the rubber bushes that come on a stock mount are absolutely horrendous. Being the fact that the bushes on a torque mount are generally stiffer, rather than the engine rocking and then giving you power, as soon as you hit the gas, then that power is delivered instantly. One of the main features of a torque mount and the main reason to upgrade is because the stock mounts that are made out of cheap metal and rubber are prone to failure. Really prone to failure. We've seen quite a lot fail. Obviously with these being made out of billet aluminium and polyurethane bushes, these are less likely to fail and less likely to leave you stranded at the side of a road or at the side of a track. So that's always a benefit. Now, generally with anything that gives you a positive, there is often a drawback. With the drawback on a torque mount, the only real things are comfort. So obviously if you're going to make it a bit stiffer so that you can deliver the power easier and more responsively, ultimately that's going to affect the comfort of the car. So rather than giving you that soft sponge into the power, you're going to be instant power. That's going to make things a little bit stiffer. One of the key complaints that we find with a torque mount is the harsh idle. Now if you're sat at a set of traffic lights in neutral, you might find that the car vibrates a little bit more. Generally speaking, a lot of the bushes will bed in after about 1,000 miles, and you'll notice that that will start to dissipate. But if you don't like a harsh ride, then this really isn't for you. The benefits of a torque mount far outweigh that little bit of a harsh idle. If you've got a car that's maybe not made with the best materials, so Ford Fiestas, which are obviously the most common item that we sell torque mounts for, most common car that we sell torque mounts for, obviously the interior on them is vastly plastic, so you may find that you get a little bit of an interior rattle on the plastic. Now what I mean is if you've got your music too loud, you might have heard it before, that reverb, that horrible vibration sound. Sometimes this can be delivered, and you also might feel a little bit more vibration when you're pulling away. Obviously that's the stiffness kicking in. You want that if you're on a track or if you're driving hard, but when you're doing steady driving you might feel a little bit more vibration as the engine starts to engage as you pull away. But yeah, generally speaking, the pros of these parts far outweigh the cons. It's a really good item to have, and we would recommend it on any car that's stage 1 and above. Now I know a lot of tuners will probably go, I don't need one on stage 1. We think that these are a must. If you're going to put some power through the car, you do not want to sacrifice that power anywhere. These are an absolute must. So one question we get asked quite a lot when it comes to torque mounts is, which bush should I buy? Now you'll notice that the Revo and the Voodoo only come with a red bush. That's because both Revo and Voodoo have tested their mounts and they believe that the force on these bushes is recommended and required and what they want. Whereas a few other brands such as Powerflex and AirTech, who actually use Powerflex bushes, they'll offer a yellow bush, a purple bush and a black bush. General rule of thumb, your yellow bush is for a fast road car, so that's someone who's never going on track, but they're always going to drive a bit spirited on a road. A purple bush is for fast road with occasional track use, so if you're going to track it maybe once or twice a year, go for the purple bush. And a black bush on a PowerFlex mount is generally track only. Now obviously some companies do things a little bit different, so you'll notice with our mount, this is for the Mark III Focus ST. We go yellow for fast road and black for fast road with occasional track. We don't do a track specific bush because our black bush falls in between a black and a purple PowerFlex bush. So we believe that, you know, why have too many options? Whereas on a Mark 8 Fiesta, our mount is black. And the reason why it's black is because the yellow bushes fail on a Mark 8 because, well, we don't know why, but the the bushes on a Mark 8 fail. The standard mounts fail after a couple of thousand miles. If you put a yellow bush on a Mark 8, that will fail as well. So this bush that we sell as part of our Mark 8 torque mount, it falls in between a black and a purple mount. Now on the Mark 8, people have reported that you get a little bit more vibration. Unfortunately, with it being a 3-cylinder engine, you are going to get that. However, after about 2,000 miles, these bed in nicely so that you don't really feel that vibration as much on idle, but it still retains the performance factors. Right, so we've gone through torque mounts, why to have them, some of the cons, and what the bushes mean. Let's go get one fitted. I'll show you how to do it, and we'll go from there. Now, the first thing you're going to do once you've got the car in the air is have a look underneath, and you'll see that there is 6 screws that are holding it on, and these are a T30, and we've also got 2 plastic clips, one either side. To remove the plastic clip, you take a small flathead screwdriver, you just pop it in there, just to pop it off a little bit. You take a pair of pliers, grab the head, pull it out. It should all come out together like that. Okay, same again on the other side, flathead in the gap, pliers, there. Next thing we're going to do is take a T30 and we're going to take these 6 screws out. I'm going to use a gun today. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's all 6 screws out. And then all you're going to do is grab it, take it aside. Right, so you can just see the torque mount here. On the front, you've got a 16mm socket. On the rear, you've got a 15mm socket. What we're going to do is going to take both of these bolts out of here. I'm going to show you now in a quick time lapse. As you can see, she's swinging about. All you're going to do is grab it, wiggle it and pull it. Right, so what we're going to do is we're going to take the new one and we're going to place it inside here. It's normally the front that's a bit stiff. If you do need to give it a tap with a rubber mallet, that's fine. So just go ahead, push that in there. Once the torque mount is in and lined up, you're going to take your front bolt and push that through. We're not going to tighten it up just yet. You're then going to take your rear bolt and you may need to just lean on it just to push it through. Now when you're fastening a torque mount, these have specific tightening torques. So while you see me here using a gun, I'm just going to pre-warn you that all you're going to do is go about 90% with it. So we're not going to go all in with the gun. Just show you on this one so you can see. So you can just see there it's still got twist. And there's a reason for that and I'll show you now. Now on a torque mount, you need to make sure that these are tightened up perfectly. If they are not tightened up to the correct amount, or they're over tightened, then you run the risk of serious damage around here, and not to mention the bushes in this will fail. So the rear, which just to remind you is the 15mm, is going to be 47 Newton meters. So you're going to get a torque wrench and you're going to set it to 47 Newton meters. Once you've attached it to the right part with the right weight, all you're going to do, gently finish off twisting that in. As I said to you earlier, I only did it 90%, so you may need a few turns. Just keep going. And as soon as you feel a bit of bite, just go steady. And this will beep up when it's at the right type. So we're nearly there. 26, 40, 47. So I now know that that is correct. Now for the front bolt, which is the 16mm, This is 45 Newton meters. So same again, gonna keep going on it till it gets a bit tight. Again, I didn't go all the way in, but I can feel it starting to get tension now. And as you just saw, it beeped. So that is now at 45 Newton meters. There you go. Once you've tightened them up, all you're gonna do, pop this back on and make sure that it's fastened up correctly. So you'll see it's got some slots there, slot on the rear, that'll just hold it in place. Pop your 6 screws back in, your 2 clips back in, job done.